Okay, I hope we enjoyed that first song. This next story is I pretended to be this one is unhinged a little bit, a little bit.
Okay.
I pretended to be a recruiter to troll a former workplace bully.
Oh, as we should.
Right. I was about to say same.
A few months ago, I landed a job as a customer service rep at a company. Let's call it ABC Company. And there was this colleague, let's call her Karen. Even though we are the same level, she liked to think of herself as my boss and would constantly micromanage me, making up stupid rules and forced me to follow them. One day, I finally couldn't stand her and called her out on her behavior. She got upset and went and complained to the manager, who then stepped in to resolve the conflict. I could tell the manager was on her side, but pretended to act fair and unbiased. Ever since this incident, Karen would occasionally throw shade at me and be passive aggressive at me and pass work that was supposed to be hers to me. Basically, she would do all these little things just to annoy me and make my work days unpleasant, despite me trying to ignore her. She'd keep coming at me because she knew her friends and the manager would be on her side. Then one day, she purposely found an excuse to cause another huge drama, and the manager sided with her again. I couldn't take it anymore and quit on the spot. After about 2 weeks, I was still pretty angry with how she ruined my job. I decided to do something to take revenge. In where I live, recruiters and HR would often approach job applicants or any individual open to work via WhatsApp. And because, based on Karen's LinkedIn profile, she used open to work and that I have her phone number, I decided to approach her by pretending to be a recruiter using a second phone number that I have. I approached Karen with this fake identity and told her that we're hiring a customer service rep position. I made up a job description that was similar to her current job, but with slightly better compensation and benefits. Once she said she's interested, I gave her a job application form with some customer service writing tests that I had created to make it more believable. Also, with her job application form, I now have more of her personal information that I might be able to use in the future. After that, I scheduled an online interview with her on the day after tomorrow. I don't know why they wrote it like that, but moving on. When the day of the interview arrived, I texted her about an hour before the interview saying that upon a background check, we found that she had been engaging in workplace bullying and harassment, and so we would not move forward with her application. Obviously, she was baffled and went, "What?" I didn't reply. She then said, "This is nonsense. I'm going to check with them again." Again, I didn't reply. Because she's the type of person where the more you talk to her, the more she's going to come back at you. She likes arguing. And the best way to annoy her is to ignore her, so that she doesn't have a channel to vent. I could already tell she's fuming. Plus, whether she asked the manager or not, that's still a win for me. If she asked, then her manager will know that she's thinking of resigning, which will create an awkward situation. If she doesn't ask, then she's going to feel embarrassed that someone out there knows of her toxic behavior and has no way to defend herself. I wanted to make this pro-revenge by taking it a step further by actually interviewing her and then offering her this fake job, making her resign from her current job, and finally telling her that we are resigning the offer because of the background check. But then it would be quite hard to find someone else to interview her since she recognizes my voice. Also, I was worried that falsifying an offer letter would put me at risk of a lawsuit. So ultimately, I decided to just take the small victory with that fake background check.
Can you talk about how creative she is, though? That was immensely creative.
Whoa, that's dedication.
That really is.
I got her personal information. I may be able to use that in the future.
That's insane.
Sick.
That's crazy. That's crazy.
That's sickening.
It is.
Good for you.
Right. That's what. Yeah.
Because we were literally just talking about this last night. Like, if somebody does something to me, I can't do anything. I'm too nice to do something. That's crazy.
That's evil.
It is.
I love it.
It really is.
Yeah.
It is.
Someone's reputation. That's crazy.
Yeah.
I'm just imagining this girl, like they said, going up to the manager and being like, oh my God, this happened, blah, blah, blah. Who's been doing this? And then being like, oh, you're trying to get a new job?
Yep.
Imagine if she had gone all the way through with it and that she was out of job.
That would be so wild.
That would make it like, okay, this is too far.
Yeah.
But I think this is the right amount of petty.
Yes.
Yeah, for sure.
Like, it's evil, but I'll let it slide.
It's evil, but did it really do harm?
Exactly.
No.
No.
To her character, maybe, in which it should have been. Yeah.
Yeah.
It was necessary.
Yeah.
It was needed.
It
Yeah.
was. Does anyone have any terrible coworker stories they want to share?
Oh my God.
Oh my God.
You start, Elena.
I wouldn't really say I have like terrible coworkers. So I'll let you go first. I have to think.
My old manager,
Mm-hmm.
I think I've talked about her before on here.
I think so.
I know that we have definitely talked about her. She was something. And I should probably expect to never get a job there again if I keep saying this. So I just want to say, up to your face, she was really nice.
Mm-hmm.
It was when you started learning like her little ticks
Yeah.
and like the little things about her, you were like, oh, you're not that good of a person. And she made people uncomfortable. It was retail, so you had to make customers like comfortable.
Yeah.
Like the number one thing at our job was, okay, number one priority is making the customer comfortable in their skin, in the store, all of that.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
And she constantly did not do that. I cannot tell you how many occasions, it was a women's clothing store. I can't tell you how many occasions there were where she would flirt with their husbands and their boyfriends as a lesbian woman.
Oh.
I think she's in denial. That's just
Like-
my opinion.
Like, why would you do that? You're supposed to be making them comfortable.
Yeah.
Why would you flirt with their husbands in front of them? And it was even weirder because the husbands would not show her the time of day. It would be different if like it was working for her.
Yeah.
And it was like, oh, like I'm getting their attention. They would literally ignore her right in front of them.
I am
and
embarrassed.
and I'm like, do you even realize this is flirting? And I'm like, you gotta like
Right.
it's getting to a point where like it's a little too far where like this couldn't not be flirting.
Yeah.
It was awkward.
Ooh. I had a coworker that was very similar to this woman in this story who I've talked to you about, but I don't think I've ever told you, Elena.
No.
But long story short, it was I worked with kids, and this person decided that he knew so much about kids and that everyone should follow exactly what he says. The kids did not like him. One, let's start there. Like, they would literally make fun of him to his face.
That's insane.
And he would
Kids are
constantly,
ruthless.
yeah, he would literally constantly be telling us, like, oh, you have to participate with the kids. You have to do all these activities, blah, 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 blah. I'm like, I know these are middle schoolers that I'm working with.
Oh.
If they don't want to
Yeah.
do something,
They're
they're not
not
gonna
going to.
do it. I was like, literally, I offered them, like, I will buy you whatever snack you want if you do this assignment, and they still didn't do it. So I don't know what you want me to do. And then fast forward to the last day that I was there, he basically tried to fire me.
Oh.
On her last day.
So they had like these security cameras that were pretty much in every room, and they would have like these student workers that were there like part-time and like were basically just helping. And for some reason they hated them. I don't know why, but they sent one of them down to like watch the kids. It was me and one of my friends who worked with me, and our kids were literally just like watching TV, playing video games, coloring. So me and her were like, okay, we're gonna sit here on the couch and relax. If something goes wrong, something gets crazy, obviously I'm gonna call them out. And apparently he was watching the security cameras, calls us up at the end and was like, we really need you to be participating with the kids. We know this is your last day and it's the end of camp, but like we really need you to be on it. I'm literally just sitting there like,
How do you participate with kids that don't want you to participate?
what am I gonna do? Drag them across the room?
Yeah,
like
Then you're gonna catch a case. So
exactly. I can't put my hands on them, as we've already established. So what do you want me to do?
That's insane.
And then Also, he would try to act like he was the boss. He was literally a nobody. Like, you are on the same level as all of us.
First
Please.
of all, why are you stalking me through the camera, sir?
Thank you.
Like,
Also, if it was a problem, he went to like our higher ups too and called her into the meeting.
for what?
I was like, if it was really a problem, you couldn't just talk to me one on one.
right.
Ugh, it was so annoying.
That's terrible.
But yeah, to end off this little section after this story, we're gonna end off this with a song by everyone's favorite girl, Taylor Swift. So enjoy. All right, and on to the third story. Am I the a-hole for telling my stepdaughter that her birthday is canceled? My husband has a 7-year-old daughter from his previous relationship. My husband and his ex had a bad breakup. Since she's also in a relationship with someone else and thought that my stepdaughter was his, she broke things off with my husband. He and I were already in a relationship when he had to take a paternity test and found out he was her father. Her mom also has a problem with me because she thought that my husband would get back together with her.
Oh.
Ex has 3 other kids with her partner when she was pregnant with her third. My stepdaughter came to live with us because there was no room for her at her mom's house. At the time, we had a lot going on, just bought a home, and we were in the middle of renovations. We stayed in the house to save money. It wasn't a livable situation for a 4-year-old, but decided to take her in anyway. We went through tough times with her and during these 3 years, and everything just became stable. Our home is finished, and financially we're doing very well. I'm currently 5 months pregnant, and though it wasn't a planned pregnancy, my husband and I are happy about it. However, my stepdaughter is not very excited about a new sibling. She even asked my mom if we would send her away now that we're having a baby. Someone at her school told her that she might be sent away because we wouldn't care about her with a new baby in the house, and she's worried that everything will change again. My husband and I decided to throw a big birthday party for her to make her feel special. Everything has already been planned and paid for by my in-laws and parents. Her birthday is on the 22nd and her party's on the 25th. She had her weekend with her mom, and usually she gets dropped off at my in-laws' home, so I'm never in contact with the ex. This Sunday, ex dropped her off at our home and yelled at me about the party. She said a bunch of horrible things about my family and that she would send people to disrupt the party if my family was there. My stepdaughter asked if her party would be canceled because that's what her mother said. I told her honestly that we might have to cancel it because we want to make sure it's safe and fun for everyone. I told her we would still celebrate her birthday no matter what. Now my husband is a bit upset that I told her. I just wanted to be honest with her in case we didn't have to cancel the party due to her mom's threats. Her mom has done this before, and I just didn't want her to feel disappointed again. I, of course, didn't mean to upset her. I just think it's awful to lie to her, and then we do end up having to cancel the party, or the party ends up being disrupted. I don't know. He told me he understood, but was still upset. My stepdaughter is still very distraught. I just didn't want her to be disappointed. Am I the a-hole?
No, not at all.
I'm going to disagree a little bit. I think she's the a-hole for addressing the stepdaughter directly. Okay. I think she should have said, we are trying to figure this out because this little girl's already traumatized. Her mother's crazy. Yes. She's having this complicated family situation, and literally the one good thing she has looking forward to her, now you're looking her in her eyes and going, yeah, I'm sorry, it's canceled.
Okay.
I think was a better way to handle it, and it shouldn't have been in front of the stepdaughter.
Yeah, she is also 7. I'll give you that. Her mom is so
insane.
Wild. Yeah.
You're really going to ruin your daughter's day because you're upset because my family's going to be there? The family who took in your daughter?
Mm-hmm. Right.
Come on. Yeah. That's awful.
It is awful.
The reason why I said no to her being the a-hole is because I think the biological mom is more of one.
Yeah.
So, like, in the situation, I thought that she was one. I see what you're saying, though. Yeah. I think it definitely could have been more of a thing of, like, I don't know, we have to figure it out.
Yeah.
Versus, no, I don't think we will.
Yeah, you're not having the party. she's so young and she's already going through so much. And the one thing she's looking forward to, I feel like there's still a way to have this party. I feel like we can have this party without the mom knowing. We can move locations. We could just change the day so mom doesn't know. Like, I just feel like there are ways to work around it. And we don't have to do it involving a 7-year-old.
Yeah.
So that's mine.
Another thing I was thinking of. Sorry, Elena.
You're good.
Another thing I was thinking of. If we're that worried,
Yeah,
and you knew that this could happen because she's done it before, if you're financially well off, like you said, why don't you hire a security guard?
honestly,
Just for like the party.
yeah,
That's an option. You can do that.
yeah.
In modern times now, you should have a security guard at parties. 'Cause you don't know.
Yeah, good point.
Yeah. But with me, like, I feel like honesty goes a very long way, especially for young children. But obviously, there's certain things you shouldn't tell your child when they're a certain age. But you can see the jealousy peaking. And if you're jealous, like me and my parents we used to have one party from my dad's side, one party from my mom's side. It's equal, and I have fun 2 times. So it works out for the child and the parents if you guys don't like each other. You know what I mean? So.
Yeah.
I mean, I sort of get it because obviously mine's different because I was older versus like a child.
Yeah.
But, you know, I got to do the thing with my dad and my stepmom, and then I got to do the thing with my mom's parents because they can't be in the same room together. Like, as adults, we should all be able to grow up for a couple of hours that you guys are going to be together and be at least civil.
Right.
Yeah.
Like, you're not adults. It sucks that me as at the time, 19-year-old, that, like, you guys couldn't grow up and I had to be, like, the adult in this situation.
Yep.
Like, I couldn't imagine if it was me at 7.
I just feel really bad for this kid, and I hope she does better. But, yeah, I think everyone in this situation needs to get it together.
Yep.
And, I don't know, maybe more boundaries need to be set. Something needs to be done. But
I think it's good in theory, but in practice, because you can't really control other people.
Yeah.
You could be like, this is my boundary, and they're like, I don't care.
Yeah. And also, if this is something that if the ex is, like, crazy and we know this, can we document it and get, like, a restraining order or something? Because I feel like not enough is being done about that, just based on what I'm reading.
Does the ex have anything to do with the daughter at all?
The ex is the daughter's biological mother.
Okay, all right.
She has 3 other kids and is married to someone else. And then they're kind of just dropping her off at the dads and stepmoms.
Okay.
I think she's living with them, but she goes with the mom on the weekend.
Okay.
That's what it seems like. But she's a little crazy.
Insane in the membrane.
It's mental illness, ain't it?
Very much so. But, all right, we'll get into the next song and come back with more stories. All right, on to the next story. And this one's funny.
I'm ready.
So this one is called, Am I the A-hole for not wanting my brother-in-law at my wedding? Hi, everyone. I, 26 female, am about to get married to my wonderful fiancé, 28 male. He and I have been together for 5 years, and our wedding is set to take place in this spring. So, for some backstory, when I was 18, I was on a date with one guy who was 18 too. We went out to dinner, and I thought we had a really good time, and I really liked him. After a date, I texted him telling him I had a great time, and I would love to meet him again. He just responded telling me thanks, that he enjoyed our date, but did not find a connection with me and would not want to see me anymore as he felt it would not be fair to me. I really liked this guy. I really liked this guy and was heartbroken, but I moved on. 3 years later, I met my now husband. When I met him, I had no idea who he was. We hit it off and clicked instantly and fell hard for each other. I was not until 6 months later, when I was at dinner with his family and his brother was there, that I realized that his brother was the guy I went on a date with.
Yo, me and Elena called it.
Knew it.
You said, oh, he was 18 too, and I was like, wait a minute, this math doesn't math.
I explained this to my husband. He was fine with it. I also messaged his brother, telling him I did not know they were related in any way, but that I really liked his brother and would like it if he did not let our past together disturb my relationship. He responded by telling me that we were all good. However, he has continuously flirted with me. When we meet him for dinner, he always flirts, saying stuff like telling me my dress looks nice, that I look great, or telling me a specific thing on the menu looks like something I would like. He always does this in front of my husband, who has not said a word about this. He also tries to make me jealous all the time. Like when we were all out with his family, he sometimes brings a girl with him. If they have been dating for some time, he will always kiss her on the cheek, talking with her all the time and flirting with her. I have kept my mouth shut about this as to not cause anything bad between him and my fiance. But with wedding planning and sending out invites, I just had to say something. I told him I did not want his brother there because his brother always flirts with me and tries to make me jealous. My fiance looked dumbfounded and asked when this happens. If his brother does this stuff when he is at the bathroom or simply not looking, I told him no and brought up all the things I did here. My fiance laughed and asked me if I was okay in the head and if I was joking. I got angry at him and said that if he could not see how truly disgusting his brother then he is not who I thought he was. We have barely talked since this. I got a text from his brother saying he was sorry if he ever made me feel uncomfortable, and that he had no intention to make me feel that way. My fiance is still mad at me. Was I really the a-hole for this? I just want to be my happiest day. I just want my happiest day to be my happiest day. And if I can't be that, if I have to worry about his brother doing something.
Can I raise my hand?
Yes, go ahead.
Do you want to know what this is giving?
Mm-hmm.
You're going to say what I think I am.
Every guy likes me.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, he's looking at me. He must love me.
Uh-huh.
That's what it's giving. And I bet you that brother is like, what? When I was on her side until she said that he's always trying to make me jealous. If they're together for a long time, they're always kissing each other on the cheek and stuff. I'm like, that's what couples do.
Whenever he brings a date around me, they'll talk and like kiss and hold hands.
Oh my God.
It's giving delusion, babes.
It's giving delusion.
Maddie and Nate.
Yes. That's what that's giving. Yes. Oh my God.
Also, I'm so proud of me and Elena. We looked at each other and I said, brother? And she said, mm-hmm. Because the age range, I was like, okay, 28, 26, like they're 2 years apart. She said, oh, he's also 18. And I was like, oh.
The math ain't math.
Wait a minute. And then I was like, oh, no, the brother in the, oh. I was real proud of myself for that one. I was like, oh my. But yeah, it's giving delusion.
It is.
I mean, if you're creating the problems yourself, I feel like there's no need to literally not invite him.
Yeah.
Also, it's like just basic courtesy. Like, hey, this is my sibling's like girlfriend. I'm not gonna be mean to her. So you look nice tonight. That doesn't mean that I like you.
Exactly. He's literally just being a decent human.
Yeah.
And especially after he was like, I have no like feelings towards you in that way and don't plan to after their initial meeting. Like,
if he didn't have feelings for you then, why would he have feelings for you now?
Yeah.
Girl, be for real.
He wants what he can't have. No.
We are not living in a rom-com.
I was about to say this is not a romance novel.
This one was, I was sitting in my room laughing. I was like, girl.
This is giving Edward and Jacob. You will never be chosen. You're Jacob in this situation.
You're the Jacob. You have to know that you're the problem.
Yeah. Yeah, you are the problem.
You're the problem.
But this...
That's crazy.
It's too funny.
It's giving he looked at me. He must want me.
Yep.
And I'm like,
Pick me.
Girl, why are you still into him? That's the thing that's really getting me. She has to be into him.
Why are you still having these thoughts around your husband?
Yes.
Oh,
your husband is sitting right there and she's like, oh my God, he wants me. Oh
like, why are you even paying attention to him?
Exactly.
Like, my attention would all be on my husband.
Yeah, or future husband,
Or
fiance,
yeah,
whatever. But girl, get it together. And some like, are you not embarrassed?
Are you not embarrassed?
No. What really gets me is that now she's made this whole commotion of your brother has been flirting with me.
Yep.
Now it's out in the open,
Now
babes.
it's out there, and now everyone's looking at you like, what is she talking about? That's embarrassing. Be embarrassed.
It really is. That's funny. You weren't joking. This was funny.
This one's real funny. But I decided to make a little jokey joke with this next song. So enjoy. Okay, on to the last story that I have. Am I the a-hole for telling my sister that she's the reason her kids don't have a father?
Oh.
Hey, yo.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. Starting off strong.
We are. So, I, 27F, have a sister, Melanie, 25F. She currently has 2 kids, Sam, 7, male, and Avery, 4, female, and is 14 weeks pregnant with baby number 3. The night Mel graduated high school, she convinced her boyfriend at the time to celebrate without protection. She told me herself she did it on purpose. And my sister turned up at his parents' place 2 months later with a positive pregnancy test, saying how it's all gonna be okay and they can have a courthouse marriage now and then have a real wedding after college. Because, of course, they won't have to worry much since his parents are financially comfortable and he's planning on getting a degree in engineering. Needless to say, their relationship was over before the baby came. Our parents watched the baby so Mel could still attend college. She met a boy in one of her classes that was in pre-med, spent several months pursuing him until finally landing in a relationship with him, introduced him to the baby a few months in, learned he also wasn't interested in being a dad for a long time, if ever, and still went off her birth control and got pregnant a second time around. He tried to stay at first, but ended up getting accepted into a medical school across the country and basically left without word. Now my sister is pregnant with an older man who is married, who she has been having an affair with for the past year. She claimed the entire time he's severed. Don't look at me like that.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
It's okay. Now my sister's pregnant with an older man who's married, who she's been having an affair with for the past year. She's claimed the entire time he's separated from his wife and getting divorced. But as soon as she told him she was pregnant, he dumped her and went back to his wife. Honestly, it sounds to me like he wasn't really planning to leave her. And she said herself, while ranting about it, that she thought a baby would be, quote, finally push him in the right direction. We were both in town and staying with our parents the other night, chilling in the living room, and my sister was complaining again about how her past partners and how they're never there for their kids, and that all men are irresponsible pests who just want to hit it and quit it when reality comes calling.
See this, bro?
She said she couldn't believe out of 3 men, all of them were so immature and cruel. Genuinely sick of hearing her BS, I told her that the men aren't the problem, and the reason her kids don't have a father is because of her and her crappy choices. I told her maybe if she didn't try to force guys into the role, she'd find one who actually loves her and the kids and wants to be an involved parent. She started crying and yelling at me, and my parents had to take her out of the room. My mom told me it was probably better if I left, so I did. And both her and my father called me the next day to chastise me about how I handled the situation. I don't really think I'm in the wrong here, but my sister is apparently upset about it.
Not a serial baby trapper.
Yes. Yeah.
Yo.
Like, girl, get it together.
I was gonna say, it's like The Incredibles. Edna, like, pull yourself together. My God.
Oh, my God.
What do you get out of trapping men that obviously don't want, like,
I really don't know.
kids?
I don't know.
Trapping, they left. They left.
I think
She's
she
an
thinks,
unsuccessful serial
Trapper.
trapper.
yes, I think she thinks she's gonna get like money out of it. Like she's like,
Yeah.
oh, they have money, so I'll never have to work again. Surprise, shut it. Like none of them like you.
Surprise, shut it. Listen.
Like the most I can tolerate is the first one because she was young and stupid.
Yes.
Yeah.
Young and stupid. I can't like accept it, but I'll tolerate it because let's be real, like
People do dumb
Girls
things
do
when they're
it.
18.
they do it.
Yeah.
But then you do it in college, and then you do it as a grown woman. Learn from your past mistakes.
Again, if it didn't work the first time, why
It's
do you think
not
it was
going
gonna
to.
work the next two?
Right. Man.
Come on.
Those poor kids are about to be traumatized.
They're sitting around like,
Yeah. At a certain age,
Yeah.
there's a certain maturity level that you're supposed to have. Shawty has never reached that peak.
No. At all.
That's insane. No, I feel bad for those kids.
Yeah. And the fact that your sister brought this up to you and you're like mad at her instead of going, maybe I'm the problem.
Yep.
Get it together. But yeah, I was sitting there reading this one and like, oh.
You got it.
girl, pull it
Yeah.
together.
Get it
Right.
together. But yeah, that's all I got for the last story. So we'll end off with another song and come back. All right. So, since we have more time, we don't usually do this on air, but we decided to just bring our little YouTube rants onto the air. So, anything we want to talk about?
YouTube.
I can tell you about what we wanted to tell you before.
Go ahead, yeah.
All right. So, I was on TikTok and I saw this girl do the smartest thing, like career-wise, I have ever seen. So at the end of SZA's concerts, apparently she does like end credits in the background where like she says like who worked on lights, whatever. And this girl took out her phone and recorded the credits so that she could look up those people on LinkedIn later so she could connect with them.
That's, yeah.
And I was like, girl,
That's
Yeah.
so smart.
that's so smart.
Why
I'm
has nobody thought
stealing.
of that?
Why haven't I
Yeah.
thought of that?
Yeah.
That's what I said to Cece when she told me. I was like, I wish I could have thought of that.
That's so genius. So
Also, I'm gonna need that video.
yeah, I will see if I can
Like,
find it.
no, yeah.
Did she show the video of the?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm
I'm
gonna
gonna
need
see if
that.
I can find it and I'll send it. But I need to start doing that. Oh my God, watching shows that I like and finding the producers and reaching out to them. I'm mad at myself for never thinking
Yeah.
of that.
Yeah.
Like, that's genius. So anyone who's listening and you are either in college or trying to look for a new job and you are in comm, I can't speak for anything else.
Yeah.
Look at the credits at the end of whatever you watch, listen to, or producers for music, and look them up on LinkedIn. You're welcome. That's it.
That's very smart.
That's so smart.
I like I said, you told me that, and I was like, that is the
That's
smartest
genius.
thing I've ever heard of.
Why didn't I think of it?
As I'm sitting here, like, who do I add on LinkedIn?
Right.
Having like 3 people that I'm following. I need to bump up my LinkedIn.
I got you. I can
I-
forward Tommy so much.
I
Tell me
got
what you
Stacy
need.
on my LinkedIn. Let's go.
I just edited my LinkedIn and I was looking at it. I was like, wow. My bio, though, like the little, I still never know what to write for there.
Yeah,
I
no.
feel like no matter what I write, it's never good.
It's never gonna be right.
It's never going to be right. But it's going to stay like that for the near future until I figure out something else.
Yeah.
But that's that.
That's that.
Elena, how was your week?
It was pretty good. Yeah.
Okay,
It's,
okay.
you know, just like I have a whole bunch of free time. So it's like,
Okay.
what do I do in that free
Yeah,
time? So I've just
I
been
get
like,
that.
you know, getting up in the morning and, you know, either going to Hurley, like just to do
Mhm.
something with, you know,
Yeah.
do something in the morning to get myself up. Because
Yeah.
starting late in the day is just like,
It ruins
not.
everything for me now. Now that
Yeah.
I'm always up early, when I don't get up early, I'm like,
Now what?
now what?
Yeah.
It's awful.
what about you, Becca? How was your day? Well, how was your week? Yeah.
Honestly, it's just been like, do this.
Mm.
Now I'm done.
Yeah.
I haven't had like a ton of stuff to do, which I'm grateful for, but also at the same time I'm like, what do I do now?
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
But I can already see the next 3 weeks are gonna be
Hell week.
oh yeah.
They are.
Hell week.
Oh
They
yeah.
are.
I can see it already. Like I'm seeing the upcoming work starting to pile and I'm like, oh no.
Yo. Yeah.
Like professors being like, hey, this is what your next 3 assignments are gonna be for the next 3 weeks. Sorry, I'm behind.
I couldn't believe my eyes or my ears.
I don't think Elena was there. I don't think we told you about what happened in that class.
For one of our classes, professor, okay, he has like a list of assignments in our syllabus, right? But we've only done, what, 2 or 3 at this point?
Yeah.
And he looks at us and goes, oh, yeah, I know I've been behind on assigning work. So here are your next 3 assignments for like the next 3 weeks. So this is going to be due next week. This is going to be due the week after that. This is going to be due the week after that. And then someone raises their hand and is like, oh, is that all the assignments for the rest of the semester? He was like, oh, you want it for the entire semester? Adds on like 2 more things plus a portfolio at the end. And me and Becca just look at each other and I'm like,
Imagine us just slowly turning and like making eye
Yeah.
contact like you're kidding.
are you for real?
This late in the semester, you're gonna put out all
Yes.
these assignments. How
Can we
does that
also
work?
talk about the fact that so we have done 3 assignments now. He's graded one of them.
One.
Yeah,
And
that's
the
professor's
one
fault at this
that he
point.
graded, at least for me, he graded like 2 days ago. And it was due back in September.
That's crazy.
And on top of it, this portfolio at the end of our semester, it's supposed to be like the culmination of all of the work that we did this semester for his class.
Yep.
He's supposed to give us feedback on it with the grading. We have to rewrite it with his feedback and put it up on the portfolio.
And how are you supposed to do that if
If
he's
you don't
grading the
grade it.
assignments and giving reviews
Exactly.
late?
Exactly.
That's the professor's fault at this point.
right.
You're setting us up for failure.
Right.
Genuinely. I could not believe it. Like, literally all day, I would look at her and go, he really did that.
Yep.
Like,
We've been talking
all
about it
day.
for 2 days now. Yesterday
Yeah.
and today.
Imagine already being stressed and then you have 5 more assignments to do. Crazy.
Because he was late.
Yep.
Because at the very beginning of the semester, when he like gave us the syllabus first class, he did an awful job making the syllabus. Because
He did.
basically all he did was make a list of these are all the assignments that are going to be due, and did not give
Due dates,
not
no nothing.
due dates, nothing. And he very much made it look like, okay, we're going to be doing X amount of these, you choose. And it's not. You're doing all of them.
Yeah. Yeah.
But he also did it in like the most vague way possible.
Everything all of his assignments are so vague. But then he'll be like, oh, but I want 5 pages. After in the beginning of the semester, he told us, like, page numbers don't count.
He said, I will never give you guys page numbers because I want you to give me what you truly feel like the paper deserves. And every single time he's like, it needs to be this length.
Yeah.
Like, make that known before the assignment is done.
It's a class.
Yep. It's a college course.
A course that I am taking.
And it's something that we have to take because it's part of our major.
Yeah. Yep.
So
My week has been filled with anxiety.
poor Stacy.
I'm trying my best. People suck at communication. And
Oh, they do.
they do. Yeah. I'll tell you this off when we're off live.
Okay.
But yeah, basically I've had people drop things on me. I've asked people like, hey, can we do this, and this for next week? And I sent it out on Wednesday, Tuesday. Gotten no response from anyone except Becca. So, yeah, I'm ready to just be like, I'm not doing it anymore because I'm so over it. But yeah.
I kind of already have an idea. So, yeah. It sucks when people attach themselves to something that they know dang well they can't contribute to.
If you can't, just don't do it. That's
Right.
fine. But don't sign up for it.
Right.
And then we're all depending on you. And now look at where we are. Like,
Right.
now I have no one to do it.
Yep.
I'm tired. But that's that. Anyway. Anything else anyone wants to say? We have like 2 minutes left.
Stay warm. It's
yeah,
getting cold out
it's
here.
so cold.
It's getting cold.
Stay safe out there, y'all. Okay, well, and with that, thank you so much, Elena, for joining us.
Thank you. It was a pleasure to be here.
I thought this was very fun. So with that,
My name is Becca.
and my name is Stacy,
And
this
this
is
is
Topic
Topic Toss.
Toss.
Bye.
Bye.
Support for NPR comes from this station and from the Corporation for Public Broadcasting and the estate of Joan Kroc, whose bequest serves as an enduring investment in the future of public radio. From the Doris Duke Foundation, which aims to support the well-being of people and the planet for a more creative, equitable, and sustainable future.